Today, I woke up with a grateful heart. It's probably the best feeling on earth to live in the Philippines. It boasts plenty of arts that stood the test of time. Sculptures of heroes told me stories of the past, and I marveled at architectures that survive. It houses national artists and several world-class performers. As a country that significantly advocates preserving our great history, it was not shy to exhibit even its contemporary arts. When someone says museums, we usually associate it with artifacts and all things boring. But the National Museum of the Philippines proved me otherwise. And hopefully you too. If you are from Manila or museum lover person in general, these beautiful museums must not escape your knowledge. The National Museum of the Philippines is an umbrella government organization that oversees several national museums in the country. The most popular ones are the National Museum of Fine Arts, National Museum of Anthropology, and National Museum of Natural History. In 2019, the powers of the National Museum were further expanded through Republic Act No. 11-333. If you're going to ask me about my rankings of these three, I'd say I like the National Museum of Fine Arts best. Formerly called as the National Art Gallery, it has an exterior of classical feature using stylized Corinthian columns, ornamentation, and Renaissance-inspired sculptural forms. Filipino artists seem so alive inside this building. It houses a collection of paintings and sculptures of classical notable artists such as Juan Luna, Felix Resurrection Hidalgo, and Guillermo Tolentino. Personally, I am in love with the vast polarium painting that greets everyone who steps inside the hall. When I was young, I did not really get to explore the cultural heritage of the Philippines. Thus, the National Museum of Anthropology, formerly known as the Museum of the Filipino People, is heaven on earth to me. With a breathtaking neoclassical design, it accommodates over 10,000 cultural pieces from various country people, mostly from indigenous communities, ranging from baskets, weapons, textiles, and wooden objects to various religious economics, and agricultural tools and implements, musical instruments, and personal ornaments and adornments. The exhibition focuses on the four periods of Philippines prehistory: Paleolithic, Neolithic, Metal, and Ceramic Age. My favorite piece probably is the traditional script of ancient Filipinos displayed inside the museum, baybayin inscriptions engraved on different artifacts. Fun fact: this museum is adjacent to the aforementioned National Museum of Fine Arts. If you are a history buff, then you are off to a good start in the National History Museum. The National Museum of Natural History isn't shy to exhibit its beautiful pieces. Having 6 floors with the Tree of Life as the atrium centerpiece, which is an elevator that brings you up to the 5th floor, granting you an amazing bird's eye view of the museum. In retrospect, the Natural Museum focuses on the biodiversity and ecosystem of the Philippines. It is home to comprehensive collections of botanical specimens and geology and zoology exhibits. Lolong, long after its death, is still the most popular and highly visited inside the museum. The Philippines' most giant crocodile skeleton in captivity ever recorded hangs from the reception hall ceiling on the 2nd floor. If you haven't been living under a rock the past few days, you would know the existence of the Philippine eagle, also known as the monkey-eating eagle, or the Great Philippine Eagle, which is also one of the most stopped by destinations inside the museum. Even though the place is mostly based on scientific exhibits, visitors can get in touch with their artsy and philosophical side by seeing a little bit of history about Magellan's batchmates dating back to the age of exploration. What I like here is best that the museum is pretty interactive and encourages hands-on activities for children such as drawing tables. Oh yes, kids are adorable. There are also few guidelines for National Galleries tours. Upon entering, all guests are required to sign in the visitor's logbook before viewing the exhibits. If you plan to be with a group, which I dare say is indeed fun because I love touring around the halls with my friends, you must note that group tours shall be booked beforehand. Only groups reserved at the Museum Education Division shall be entertained. Besides, group tours are not allowed on Sundays. Also, like normal museums, firearms, food, bottled water, and ballpens are not allowed inside, within the vicinity of the NMs or national museums. Smoking is prohibited. However, they also have some stricter rules. Touching artworks and taking photos of exhibit items for commercial purposes inside galleries are strictly prohibited unless otherwise authorized through a special permit from the Director's Office or the Museum Education Division. Picture taking is allowed for souvenir purposes only. The use of flash photography is strictly prohibited. And hey, patience is a virtue. You will see a lot of people cutting lines for their own convenience and touching artworks that are not supposed to be touched. Minimize your noise, don't ruin the exhibits, and just be respectful. It is going to be hard seeing rowdy people, but be a good sport and don't contribute to that. If you wish to visit the National Museum Complex, is located at Teodoro F. Valencia Circle, Ermita, Manila City, Metro Manila. You can also bring a vehicle of your own, but there are not much parking spaces available. The Fine Arts Museum has parking along its driveway, but no shade is available, while the Anthropology Museum has some shaded spots, but these are limited as well. Ultimately, if I may suggest, it will be much easier to commute. And oh, before I forgot, admission is free on all national galleries of the National Museum Philippines. No entrance fees. Museums plays a significant role in reminding us of our growth as people and as a society. The exceptional arts and powerful artifacts awaken our desire to know more about our rich culture, our history, and our environment, which basically makes up our national identity. On my venture forward, I know I am only yet to discover more and acquire an in-depth understanding of the beauty of the Philippines. Shall we visit the museum together? Don't worry, we will do it 1 mile at a time.